The film opens in Rome, 500 years ago, where two women are being tortured, one of them imprisoned inside an iron cage. The caged woman is ultimately thrown into the ocean, left to drown. Fast forward to the 21st century, off the coast of Rome, a group of people recover the same cage from the ocean floor. When it's brought aboard and opened on the deck of their ship, the woman inside, who identifies herself as Quinn, gasps for air. Who is she, and how did she survive 5 centuries beneath the sea? Welcome to Sandy's Timeline. Today, we're diving into the 2025 sequel, The Old Guard 2, 6 months later. We catch up with a group of immortals surveilling a heavily guarded house. Leading the team is Andy, who we learn lost her immortality, with Niall, the youngest member, keeping watch from a boat on the lake. Meanwhile, Joe and Nikki create a diversion by stealing the guards' cars, sparking an intense high-speed chase. The distraction gives Andy, Niall, and their ally Copley, who is a mortal CIA, the perfect window to infiltrate the premises. They eliminate Conrad, the mastermind behind the operation, and retrieve a hidden weapons cache from a secure compound. While in hiding, Copley learns from his sources that Conrad wasn't the actual buyer. The only person caught on camera is a mysterious, unidentified woman. When Niall sees the image, she recognizes the woman from a recurring dream. She explains to Andy that in the dream, she sees the woman incapacitating someone inside a library before stealing their books. In Paris, Booker, an immortal who was previously left behind by Andy and the team after betraying them, is abducted by Quinn. When the team decides to head to Paris, there, it's revealed that Joe has secretly been communicating with Booker. He sets out alone to track him down, but Nikki and Niall, suspicious of Joe's behavior, follow him, only to discover that he too has gone missing. Andy and Copley track down a sage immortal, Tua, in Seoul, who has deep knowledge of immortals and is an old friend of Andy's, who revealed that he had rescued her when Quinn was being sealed in an Iron Maiden 500 years ago. He confirms that his books, containing information about the immortals, were stolen by Discord, who, over the centuries after parting ways with Tua, had become a highly elusive arms dealer. Andy and Copley escort Tua to a hideout in Rimini, where Andy receives a note from Quinn via Booker after he was released from captivity, demanding to see Andy in Rome, where Quinn had been cast into the sea. The two have a tense reunion, during which Quinn blames Andy for what she perceives as Andy abandoning her promise to rescue her, before Quinn briefly fights against Andy and retrieves her necklace. Niall confronts Discord, who explains that she, Discord, was the first and that Niall is the last immortal in their world, noting their identical and connecting skin birthmarks. Tua theorizes that the so-called last immortal possesses a unique ability. When they injure another immortal, they can take away that person's immortality. Furthermore, someone who has lost their immortality can regain it if a wounded immortal willingly transfers their power to them. This would explain why Andy lost her immortality the moment Niall stabbed her. To test the theory, Booker challenges Niall to a fair fight. During the sparring, Niall grazes his forearm, just enough to trigger the transfer. As a result, Andy's immortality is restored. Booker, now mortal, insists that Tua keep the truth from Andy. Andy and Copley learn that Discord and Quinn's mercenaries have taken control of a Chinese-built and owned nuclear facility in South Tangerang and planted shaped charges inside the core, which would irradiate the area and affect millions of people should the charges explode. Despite knowing it is a trap set up by Discord, Niall bows with Andy and her team to disarm the charges and take out the invaders inside the nuclear facility. Everyone on Andy's team, except for Niall, Booker, and Andy, are captured by Discord. During the ensuing melee, the wounded Booker successfully transfers his immortal powers to Andy and sacrifices his life to protect her. Niall confronts Quinn inside the reactor core and injures her, removing her regenerative healing power before she too is captured by Discord. After convincing the now mortal Quinn to release the detonator, Andy catches up to Discord and the two engage in a brutal brawl against one another. Discord reveals that she too has lost her immortality and she is desperate to use Niall to regain her powers by any means necessary. She stabs Andy in the heart, momentarily incapacitating her and allowing Discord to flee the facility with Andy's captured comrades, proclaiming that if they meet again, she will be immortal. After reconciling with one another, Andy and Quinn return to Tua's library. There, Andy eventually vows to find Discord and save their teammates. And that brings us to the end, for now. With Discord on the loose, the team scattered, and the rules of immortality shifting, The Old Guard 2 leaves us with more questions than answers. One thing's for sure, the fight isn't over, and Andy isn't done yet. Thanks for watching Sandy's Timeline. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, what do you think is next for the Immortals? Until next time, stay sharp and stay timeless.